Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you saw the title of this video, which I'm assuming you did because you clicked on it, we're going to be talking about ugly nail polishes. And I'm not talking about like the ugly pretty polishes that were like, oh, mustard yellow, oh, pukey green, I love it on my nails. No, we're not talking about that. We're talking about like legitimately, objectively hideous nail polishes that it's like, A, why did I pay money for this? But more importantly, B, who greenlit these? Who tested these out and was like, yes, this is what the people want? Now, admittedly, I love to pay money for things that are ugly. I don't know what it is. I don't know if I just feel bad for the ugly thing and I'm like, oh, sweetie, I'll take you home. But I'm looking around my home and I'm like, wow, I have bad taste. I just like ugly things. I like really obnoxious looking things. So I know that's why I bought most of these. There's like one in here that I have just no excuse for. I knew when I bought it, and I'll show you that one. But I have 6 nail polishes here that I'm going to show you. Let me know if you agree with my picks or anything like that. Or if you actually, let me know if you like these polishes. And let me just get right into it. So I'm just going to go chronologically from when I bought these, because I remember for some reason, even though I've been doing this for 5 or 6 years collecting nail polish. The first one that I have here is Essie's Starry Starry Night, and this was the like the remake. I think they discontinued it and then ended up like making it again. Now, the reason why I remember this one is because this is actually the first nail polish I bought that kicked off my entire collection. This one and another from that same line, which was also ugly. But there's something about this one. The original one, I remember reading a magazine article and it said that the original one had real diamond dust in it. And I was like, whoa, that's so cool. So I went out and I searched for this and I bought it and I was like, oh, diamond dust is so cute. But I mean, it's just glitter. I think that maybe the original one had the diamond dust in it or whatever it was. But this one just has, it's like a dark blue jelly base with a silver glitter. And 2 things that I hate about this, actually 3 things that I hate about this is, one, it's when you remove it, it stains everything because it's a dark blue polish. So everything from your cuticles to the floor around you, because when I was first getting into nail polish, I wasn't as good at that kind of stuff, so got it everywhere, stained everything. That was horrible. Number 2, it's really hard to just remove in general, which when I was new, maybe this is just biased because I was brand new, but it's just like, I didn't know that glitter was going to be like scrubbing to remove. So it was just like, impossible to remove. But like the third thing that just really disappointed me was because the jelly base is so dark on this, you can't even really see the silver glitter through it. It just makes it bumpy. And so it just looks like a bumpy navy blue nail polish. So I think this one I just have a vendetta against. I'm bitter that this was what kicked off my collection. So maybe you won't agree with this one, but the next one I think you will. So if you're from the Midwest, specifically like Michigan, you will know what a Meyer is, not to be confused with a Fred Meyer. They sell a brand called Studio M, and I think I was watching Jody's polish a lot, and she is really into Crelly glitters, and I was like, ooh, those seem like fun. I want to get some, but I wasn't really buying, indie polishes at that point because they weren't as accessible to me in my mind. I mean, it's the internet, of course they were accessible, but I wasn't at the point where I was ordering nail polish online yet. I was just buying it in the store. And so I saw this one. This is called Sweet Tooth, I think. Yeah, Sweet Tooth. Let me see if I can give you a little bit of a close-up. And I was like, wow, that looks like a Pop-Tart. And I was really excited about it. I bought it. I had immediately put it on my nails. And I realized that it's supposed to be a white base with like a mix of different, I think it's like hex glitters, just different colored hex glitters, different size hex glitters. But the white base, it's almost like a lavendery gray. So it just looks like an old dirty Pop-Tart on your nails. So, I mean, this might be somebody else's cup of tea. They might like this. I don't think it's as well executed as it could be. I think that if the base was a much brighter white, this would be a really cool looking polish, but it's just because the base looks a little bit gray. And I know that the glitters can over time kind of discolor the base, but I don't think that's the case here, because even when I bought this brand new, it just looked kind of gray. I don't know. I guess that's just another like personal preference. I guess all of this is personal preference, right? But I do have a couple where I'm just like, no, these are just, I don't think anybody likes them. But this one, I could see somebody liking, especially like if you have like a younger kid. I think a kid would really like this. And like I said, I like the concept. It's just the base color is what's wrong with this. Up next is, I definitely know why I bought this one. It's one of my MAC Star Trek 50th Anniversary Collection polishes. This one is called Skin of Evil. Now, this is a green, I want to say it's like a green metallic polish with darker green or maybe even black, like small, we've got round glitters, and it looks like a little bit bigger hex glitters. I think that when you put glitter in a metallic or a frosty polish, it just doesn't look right. And I think that probably the best example of this going absolutely wrong is OPI's Pineapples Have Peelings Too. And I'll throw up a picture if you're not familiar with that polish, but it's like every video I've ever watched of people talking about like the ugliest nail polishes they know, that one is featured in everybody's video. And that's just because it's like a frosty, like yellow, I think I'm looking at it right now, frosty yellow metallic. It's got like chunky glitter in there. Yeah, it literally, it looks like, I don't want to say, it looks like somebody threw up. Like, it's pretty gross. That being said, I do want that nail polish. I don't know, just because it's like a part of nail polish history, if you will. So yeah, I do want that polish, but probably not to wear. But this is in that same kind of category. It's not as bad as that one, but it is still pretty ugly. However, MAC released 3 of these Star Trek nail polishes, and they have the little like, and it has the little logo on there. So I needed it because I collect Star Trek memorabilia. So they go in my collection. I've worn all of them a couple times, but you know, I want to savor them because once they're gone, and I'll be sad when that happens. Up next is like, it's an ugly polish, but it's more about the trend itself. And the trend died out, and then this one I feel like was trying to make it happen again, and I'm like, this is not gonna happen again. And this one in particular is Zoya's Leopard Spots topper, but you probably know this as Crackle. I remember when Crackle got really big. I think I was in like early high school, and I remember going to Ulta with my little sister before I ever like wore makeup or nail polish or anything, and picking up like a Crackle polish and like another color to put under as a base, and like wearing that all the time. I thought it was like the coolest stuff, and looking at it now, it looks just kind of dirty. I don't know if it's just the color combos I'm seeing, but it just looks like dirty. It's like those cracks are showing like an old manicure underneath or something like that. It just doesn't look right to me. I'm sure there's some really beautiful execution of it. And I know there was like I think an OPI or something like that released in France that it was like Crackle, but not quite. It was like, instead of like lines, it did like little circles all over your nail. I'm not sure how that ended up looking, but I mean, it's a cool concept. I think this is like a fun idea, and it's like a really simple way to do nail art without having to execute any like skill, or just a really quick thing. But I just think it's like one of those trends that just doesn't withstand the test of time. So that's why that's in here. And I didn't buy this. I think it came for free when I bought a collection a few years ago or something like that. I think it was part of, maybe it didn't come for free, maybe it was part of the collection. Either way, maybe I did pay for it. I have no idea. I don't remember anymore. Okay, and here's where we're getting into the objectively hideous. Like, I don't think there's anybody who looks at these polish and is like, yes, I want this. And the first one is Essie's Belugaria. I think I'm saying that right. This is a black nail polish with not only like huge, I think these are like hollow silver glitter, and then it's got some kind of like gritty, chunky thing running through it. Now, not only is this polish like really hard to apply because it looks like tar on the brush, but oh, it smells really bad. Don't do that. It's so textured on the nail. Like it literally, you know, when there's a pothole in the road and you live in a state that doesn't like to fix their own roads, so they just pour like hot beads of tar into the pothole and then let everybody drive over it and flatten it out, and then it fixes the pothole. Do you know what I'm talking about? Because that's what this looks like on your nail, is like those piles of those hot little tar beads that just fly up everywhere when you drive over them. And it's not cute. And if you decide you're going to top coat it, it just looks gross. Like it doesn't look good, but it looks better without top coat than with top coat. And then because this stuff is so chunky, it's so thick, it chips really hard. And like I put it on because I was like, let me wear this, let me see, you know, is this as bad as I remember? And so I put it on, and it was like it doesn't distribute very evenly on the nail, and it was really thick. And then after it dried, like the next day I went to reach for something, my nails kind of like tapped on like the counter or something like that, and chunks of it just flew off because it was just so thick, it just chipped. So let me know if you have this polish, what you think of it, what you do with it, or did you get rid of it? I really want to know the story behind this polish specifically. Like, I want to know what inspired this, like who brought this to the table and said, this is what I want to do. And when they mixed it up, why did it go out? Like, it's just not good. Maybe I'm using it wrong. Who knows? And lastly, this one is just my own fault. I knew this was going to be bad when I bought it because I saw reviews of the collection and people complained about it, but I wanted the whole collection, so I bought it anyways. And this is the Sesame Street China Glaze You Do Hue, and this one's in I Count Even. And when you look at this online, when you look at the pictures online, it looks like it's going to be a very light, very ethereal looking lavender, at least in the bottle. But when I got it, it's like, let me shake it up. It's like kind of separating if it really can. But in the bottle, it looks like spit. Like it looks like somebody just filled a bottle with spit. Did you do that, China Glaze? Did you spit in my nail polish? And it is so sheer that it doesn't even look like anything is going on your nail. In fact, if you are familiar with like the Zoya nail correctors, where it's almost like a color corrector for your nail, they have a lavender corrector, and those are supposed to be pretty sheer too, because it's just supposed to give a light wash of color and correct any kind of discoloration in your nail without appearing, you know, like, because they have a white corrector, they have a purple corrector, and with that purple corrector, that's probably more pigmented than this, which is marketed as an actual nail polish. So I don't know what China Glaze was thinking. I would like to know what the intention for this polish is, because I know there's got to be a way you can use this. I'm sure there's some kind of creative way that you can utilize this. I can't think of anything. You know, even when I want to do like a negative space manicure, there are other colors that are way more in tune with my skin tone that I could use as like just a wash of color to make my nail look really like flat and and even. This, I don't see anything when I put it on my nails. So I don't know. Let me know if you guys have this one too. Like, just same with any of these, but like this one specifically, like how do you guys use this, if at all? So that's my ugly polish picks. These are just ones that off the top of my head, that's what I could think of. I'm sure there's way more. Let me know down below what you think like some of the ugliest polishes are, and particularly what are ones that you've bought or received where you're like, why do I have this? Why did they make this? I want to know what you guys think is like absolutely hideous, because there are some that are really ugly. Like I said, pineapples have peelings too, that I still just want them. I don't know. I can't explain it. I just like ugly things. But yeah, let me know down below if you agree or disagree and what your picks are, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.